Hey, folks, it's Brandon Collins back with another interview for the Medium Popcorn YouTube page. This one's with the inspiration, star, and director of the new A24 film Zola, based on the epic Twitter thread that made headlines a few years ago. This movie is a wild ride and one I'd recommend if you're looking for something crazy and original. Special thanks as always to Afka for hooking up the interview. Now here's my chat with the creative team of Zola. My question is for Taylour. What was the most challenging part about portraying this role, besides keeping a straight face when witness to all this madness going on?
I like that distinction because the straight face was very challenging. But I mean, playing a real person who's of big spirit like Zola is a quite a heavy feat. I wanted to honor her and her experience, which is also extremely traumatic, and and just like being comfortable in my body and not overthinking it. And Tampa, the atmosphere is a little. It has its unfriendly Confederate flag energy, and wanting to do good work for Janixa, for myself, for my co-stars. And I also worked at a strip club for 4 weeks to prep because I didn't want to phone it in or wink at it or look like I'm a technically trained dancer, but I didn't want that. So it was like unbecoming and undoing like my training and wanting to honor stripper culture, sex workers, the women that I met in the club.
Thank you. Great job.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, everybody. Brandon Collins again from Medium Popcorn. My question's for Asia as well. What was something that happened during the epic 48-hour period that didn't make it into the movie, but if there were to be an extended cut that you would include?
Um, so much. Oh man, I don't know where to start. Like, I feel like all the good stuff is there. Anything that didn't make it into the movie is probably too traumatic to have made it into the movie. But all the blanket incidences are there. For example, there's a scene where, like the bathroom scene where we go into the bathroom and um Stephanie's pee is like orange and mine is normal. Okay, so that right there, it's a blanket scene because so many different type of incidences happened. For example, when we first get to the hotel, the nice one in real life, so there are clients coming up and she's like, oh, like after one client, he leaves, whatever. She's like, I'm gonna go get cleaned up. I'm like, okay, cool. So then she goes into the bathroom and there's just like lined up on the counter a bunch of douches. I had never seen them in real life because I don't, okay. There are a bunch of douches lined up on the counter. And after every single, client leaves, she goes into the bathroom and she douches. And it's like, so it is wild to see. I'm like, I don't know if you're supposed to use 15 of them a day. I'm not sure.
I don't think
But
so.
I don't think
I'm not
so
a doctor
either.
though.
I don't think so. But yeah, it was like stuff like that. And then I mean, there's like I said, everything that didn't make it is just too traumatic. There was a time where um when her boyfriend puts what we're doing out on the internet, he puts it on Facebook. So when her pimp comes back into the room, he decides to, like, I don't know, teach him a lesson or flex his muscle. And they actually have sex, like in front of us all. And he's like, putting his foot down, so to speak. And so in real life, they have sex right there in front of all of us. And we just kind of stand there like, this is happening. And then he walks out like it's no big deal. So yeah, anything that's not in the movie is just so dark. That's why it's probably not in the movie. All the fun stuff is there. So anything else you probably don't want to see.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your experience, and it's a great film.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.